So anybody that follows the Dragon Ball English dub scene knows that the voice actor for Goku, Schemmel, is a bit of a bitch. Like, I get it. We all saw in the 90s and the early 2000s, and we love it, and we're nostalgic for it. But let's be real, Schemmel a bit of a bitch. And a couple days ago, a video came out called Goku voice actor drama is embarrassing, and the only thing I know about it is that it has to do with him being asked at a panel about Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which, again, anyone that knows anything about the voice actor, the Western voice actor for Goku, is like a big no-no for him. And I always found that hilarious. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol. And yeah, we're going to get into this video. I've never seen this guy. I've never seen this YouTuber. I don't know what side of the fence he's on. But any chance to dunk on Schemmel that I can get, I will absolutely take. So yeah, I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's just get to it.
Oh boy, another day, another Schemmel controversy to talk about. Now,
If you guys don't know, again, for there might be people here that don't watch Dragon Ball, or better yet, watch it in Japanese. He's also known for crashing out and being real rough with fans, so good on you, Goku. So yeah, no one should be surprised if there's a Schemmel crash out incoming.
You guys did not know, right? If you have not been keeping up, right? So there's this video going around, and Schemmel going around in a speaking panel, right? And he gets asked this question from a fan, and he gets really personal about it, almost to where the point that I feel like he was about to have like some sort of like breakdown, or just some sort of like he was just at like he was like at the point in which he just did not even want to talk anymore, and all because somebody in the crowd asked him about his opinion about Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Yes,
every time.
All because of that.
Every time. Like dude, I'll put it this way. Schemmel is so anti-Dragon Ball Abridged, he has tried to make arguments for why it doesn't even follow fair use guidelines, despite the fact that it's obvious parody. He hates it that much.
You serious?
Now look, I have a bit of history with Schemmel myself, and I wasn't gonna say it was like the most, you know, the most amazing experience, but it was one of the weirdest experiences I ever had in my entire life.
I actually also have a Schemmel experience, and frankly, it's not a bad one. Just so y'all know that I'm unbiased, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I met Schemmel many years ago. We're probably talking like 10-ish years ago, and it was actually a very good experience. And I was worried because he is known for like not being chill with fans. People say the wrong thing, he'll have a crash out, or he's standoffish or whatever. And when I met him, I kind of knew this going in. I knew it going in. And so I was like, all right, I know he plays guitar. I play guitar. When I meet him, I'm not going to be that dude that's all like, oh my God, you're my childhood, you know, shit like that. So I decided to talk to him about guitars, and it was a very good experience. We had like a playful argument about who's the better guitarist, Carlos Santana or Joey Satriani. He was on Satriani's side, which is the wrong side, but I digress. So yeah, my experience with Schemmel on a personal level was good. That being said, anecdotal experiences aside, there's plenty of evidence and video recordings and other individuals' testimonies to show I'm one of the lucky ones.
Because it started off a little bit rocky, but you know, we eventually kind of had an understanding, right? I have a video up for it like a long time ago about my experience meeting with him, and a lot of people seem to be on the fence that Schemmel is just not really the greatest guy to just meet up. He can be a really hot-headed individual sometimes, and can be really nice at times, but I mean, I feel like that's everybody, all right? I feel like everybody has the...
No, I feel like that is not everybody. In fact, a calm, measured individual who makes it their job, or at least part of their job, to meet up with fans. The convention circuit is, at this point, expected for anyone in the anime community, especially in the English dub scene. No, you be a goddamn professional, but go on.
Right to, you know, act in a certain way, especially when you're voicing one of the most popular anime characters of all time. I'm just gonna play the clip, and then I'm just gonna give my piece about it, and I'm gonna try my best to not interrupt it as much as I can, because I want you to just get the best picture around here.
Hi, since you guys are privy to what's been going on the internet as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, have you ever heard of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
I don't. What do you mean talking about what's going on the internet as far as Dragon Ball Z goes?
Well, what do you
Now,
say?
you know I've been asked this question before, so I think you're fucking with me a little bit.
Oh.
Yes.
I figured that's what he was going to say. I had a feeling that he was going to assume the fan, and to be fair, he actually could be right. In fact, he is probably right. Like, I know there are fans that will ask ridiculous questions of these voice actors to put them on the spot and get them to break. Like, I've seen plenty of people do it in reference to Vic Mignogna, to Chris Sabat, the voice of Vegeta, and it's always hilarious because everybody on the God's Green Earth knows that Sabat's the reason Vic Mignogna got fired. Sabat's the reason for pretty much all the escalation and the shade that was thrown at Vic with all the bullshit allegations. it was because Sabat didn't like Vic. Not that it's Sean Schemmel, but Sean Schemmel doesn't really have the same sort of control that Sabat has. But the point is, I've seen people ask Sabat questions online like about Vic purely to break him. I've seen people ask intentionally like leading questions to Sean Schemmel to get him pissed. And mind you, I find it hilarious, but Sean is probably correct here that he's doing this, knowing what he's gonna say.
I think you are, because and now you're filming, so this is you're really putting me on the spot. Like, I'm seriously uncomfortable. No, I hate this question. It's seriously uncomfortable. Because you know what you're doing. That's what's going on, So now you...
But see, this goes to show how bitch-made Sean Schemmel is, right? This is how bitch-made he is. Oh, this question makes me uncomfortable. Bro, getting asked a question about a goddamn cartoon on the internet makes you uncomfortable? I could easily go the Hassan Piker route. There's a genocide going on, right? Obviously, that would be fucking retarded to do. But yeah, no, this is insane to me. The idea that someone comes up, asks you about, because by the way, the individuals that make Dragon Ball Abridged are very obvious fans, and I guarantee you that if Sean was to meet them and he knew that's who they were, he would be an absolute prick to them. So yeah, you know what? I'm glad you're uncomfortable. I'm glad you're such a bitch-made beta male that a question about a fucking internet comedy parody show makes you uncomfortable. Can you imagine if all the artists that Weird Al parody their songs and, oh, this makes me uncomfortable. Dude, what a fucking honor it is to be one of the individuals that's a song that is so, recognizable in the zeitgeist to have Weird Al parody it. But no, imagine getting pissy over it. Even Coolio eventually got over it and was like, you know what, my bad, that was on me.
You want to ask me about a show that is an illegal thing that I didn't work on, and because you know what the deal is, then now you're laughing.
Bro, if it was illegal, it wouldn't be on YouTube. All right, they got people like you got the Taliban shit cutting people's heads off, putting on YouTube, and guess what? That's illegal. That shit gets flagged and removed pretty much immediately. What do you mean an illegal thing? Like by that logic, you are accusing YouTube, Google, Alphabet of breaking the law by hosting this. You fucking retard.
Like, I'm very uncomfortable right now. You see what I'm saying? Right. I'm being real with you,
Oof, that's a little bit rough, to be getting that answer from one of your idols, man. I'm honestly quite shocked that he reacted in this way. No, I'm not, because again, as somebody that actually does follow this sphere and is a massive Dragon Ball fan, is my favorite IP of all time, I'm not shocked at all, because again, Sean Schemmel is known for being a beta bitch individual. I mean, like, this is another thing, he said, watch the Reddit AMA that he and Chris Sabat did, and he refers to the people that work at the hotel as the help, and I get maybe that's like a term that individuals use, maybe it's an archaic term. I've always found that people that like refer to service workers as the help, like they've got this air of arrogance and I'm above you, and like it's the complete antithesis to what Goku is. I know the actor isn't the individual, like obviously I could separate fucking fiction from reality, but the point is you've got somebody that has such a high and mighty attitude of themselves that they would use the term the help. It's so, I don't know, am I weird for thinking that's fucking disgusting? Understand why he got so irritated about the question, right? Because Sean Schemmel has, I think it was known that his opinions about Dragon Ball Z Abridged wasn't really positive. He thought it was disrespectful to Dragon Ball and Akira Toriyama.
The Dragon Ball Z Abridged by Team 4-Star? Oh, sorry.
Do you have another question?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know whether Akira Toriyama found disrespectful or not. In fact, that's something I would love to know, if he even cared about it. What I do know is that Akira Toriyama was, he got his start in comedy at the end of the day. That was his favorite thing to write. That's what he cared about, was comedy. So, if anything, I feel like he would probably be appreciative of it. That being said, maybe that's just coming from my idea of Western parody and whatnot, because in Japan, they don't have fair use. So, maybe it's something he wouldn't get along with. I don't know, but at the end of the day, doesn't matter. Just like how I don't know, and I'm not the arbiter of what is and isn't okay with Akira Toriyama, neither is Sean fucking Schemmel. If anybody wants to be the arbiter of that at this point, it's actually Masako Nozawa, the original Goku, the one true Goku. But yeah, Sean is some dude that came in later, the fourth English voice actor for Goku, by the way, or the third English voice actor, either way, not like he was even the first, and didn't even meet Akira Toriyama until, I believe, like, Battle of the Gods, maybe even later after that. So yeah, sorry, Shawnee boy, you aren't going to be the arbiter no more than I am about what is and isn't theft of Akira Toriyama's ideas.
Let me be really frank. The reason I answer questions like that is because Toei does not support that, and Toei and Funimation doesn't, and it's not really very legal.
Which I don't know if we can really consider that a valid take, considering that Sean Schemmel had a leaked audio of himself just saying a slur as Goku.
Hey, look at those f***ing ass clothes! Fat.
Look how they mess with my boy.
No, I just want to make.
I'm gonna have to do so much editing to this video when it comes to audio levels. Homeboy's audio editing is trash. Sorry, man. I'm liking your video so far. Audio editing is trash, bro.
Make it clear, this is not a video about me trying to cancel Sean Schemmel. There's already been a ton of videos that somehow wanted to do that, but this is just me trying to give my opinion, alright? If Sean Schemmel ever finds this video, I don't want you to think that, oh, I'm trying to like end your career and potentially get myself sued.
Yeah, Shiny Boy, if you ever watch this one, I'm not trying to end your career either, because your career means nothing to me. I watch Dragon Ball in Japanese, I play all Dragon Ball games in Japanese. You mean nothing to me. Like, yeah, I grew up listening to you on Toonami and whatnot, but then, as an adult, I found out that that dub was bullshit, and even if it wasn't, you as a human are kind of bullshit.
For like defamation, alright? Like, all I'm saying is, it's just like, is this really a valid way to act out of a question that honestly on paper sounds really harmless?
So you want my opinion that Toei sent them a thing and they said F you to it, and that they're disrespecting Nicaro drama because I don't like it, I get a lot of flack. I think they're very funny, very talented, and I grow tired of being put on the spot with this question because you know, bro, you know. So I've been working on the show 26 years and I'm here to promote the real deal, you know? I think those guys are funny. I love.
If you were here to promote the real deal, you'd be promoting the Japanese version. I mean, for being honest.
Parody, I think it's funny. I'm not here to talk about that. And so you're doing this for a reason, you know? I don't believe it, you know?
No,
So,
I was just thinking of a random question.
nah, well, I've been trolled a lot, so maybe you're right. It's fine. I'm sorry I didn't make me so serious. But can you understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
Can you?
No, I can't understand where you're coming from. Maybe a homeboy here. Look, excuse me. I assume that maybe this dude actually was trolling, but let's give the benefit of the doubt. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. The homeboy here asking the question, being the fan. You know, maybe he didn't even get into Dragon Ball Abridged till recently. Dragon Ball Abridged had a relative recent resurgence because a bunch of VTubers started reacting to it. It's like, it's kind of crazy how, out of the blue, a bunch of VTubers started reacting to DBZ Abridged, and it just went absolutely viral all over again. And mind you, I'm not even a huge fan of Team 4-Star. I think Team 4-Star are a bunch of beta bitch male cucks as well, sitting out there, like, removing old jokes because they were insensitive or offensive or whatever, and you know, anytime it was a trans month of awareness comes around, they change the logo and they sell trans shirts. By all means, do what you want, get that bag. But let's keep it real. Let's call it what it is. It's a goddamn virtue signal. You know good goddamn well that if there was not some sort of impassioned, emboldened social media presence to say we love trannies and whatnot, they wouldn't be selling these shirts and changing their logos. It's a virtue signal, and you know I ain't about that gay for pay bullshit. So at the end of the day, yeah, Sean, no, I don't understand what you're saying, even if I don't care for Team 4-Star one way or the other, because it's a fucking parody show. It's a comedy show. It's completely legal. If it wasn't, it would be allowed on YouTube. And by the way, you've spoken your opinion on plenty of other things throughout your career. Watch any sort of Sean Schemmel Q&A, and you'll see him happily, or oftentimes angrily, giving his opinions on lots of stuff in the public zeitgeist. So, yeah, for you to get so worked up and upsetty spaghetti about people asking about a goddamn YouTube parody thing is hilarious. Mind you, you're talking about, oh, Toei doesn't agree with this, Toei doesn't like this. We'll talk about another Japanese corporation. Let's talk about Sega. Do you know that Sega is all in and like gives the blessing to content creators and whatnot to parody Sonic the Hedgehog or to make their own viral fan games? I mean, you've even got Sonic and Tails R, which is a fan project that has the voices, like the voice actors of previous Sonic actors. Ryan Drummond, someone who has not voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in an official Sega product since like 2005, I believe, is voicing Sonic in the Sonic and Tails R radio show, which is completely fan done. And Sega's like, yeah, do it. That's cool. We support it. Like, so yeah, I'm sorry, I can't get behind this.
See where I'm coming from? Like, I've been working on this a long time. I put my whole life into it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so those guys are funny, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to promote Akira Toriyama's work honestly, you know? And so that's me.
Listen to these bitches say, oh, I'm here to support his work, honestly, and all these fucking sheep clap. You trying to tell me the guys that behind Team 4-Star, who I'm like being forced to defend here, also knew the same thing? Bro, they put such deep cut Toriyama jokes in there that's like people that didn't watch the original Dragon Ball or didn't watch Dragon Ball Z in Japanese or anything would never get. Like they do some deep cut great jokes. They very clearly honor and have reverence for Toriyama's work. So to try and like pass it off as them not doing it honestly is disgusting.
I don't really think Dragon Ball Z Abridged is even illegal. It has always been made clear that Dragon Ball Z Abridged is a parody, and has always very made it clear that you should just support the official release.
Following is a fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, UGTD, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
Honestly, I've never seen a single voice actor like Sean Schemmel be in this sort of position, right, where he needs to constantly put out his frustration towards the fans. So I'm not sure if you guys were ever familiar with the situation, right? So there was like this voice actor, right, that Sean Schemmel did not like.
We talking Vit Mignogna? Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna get into the Vit Mignogna shit? If so, let's get into the Vit Mignogna shit.
Pretty much for sounding too much like him.
Oh! No! Okay, yes, I am aware of this. I had forgotten all about this. Holy shit.
He thought it was AI. And I remember that when this came out, like people were just absolutely just turning sides on Sean Schemmel.
Turns out Sean Schemmel, the official American English voice actor of Goku, isn't happy with me.
Is that what you think? Around and find out. This is AI. I did not record this, and it does not feel good to have someone use my voice to put words into Goku's mouth. Mighty fun.
Love how the tables have turned. Oh no, everything must be AI nowadays. Like, I get it. There's a genuine concern about AI, and we've had this discussion on the live show, and I've done other videos on it and whatnot. We could talk about it at a different point, but the point is, guys, well before the advent of AI, there was this little-known art form called impressionism, and people still do it. People still love it. Dana Carvey sort of made his entire career off of it. So, yeah, dude, once again, Sean Schemmel didn't do just a bare minimum of research. He just jumped to the AI conclusion because he's a bitch.
For you, but it's not for me.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Now, look, I'm going to defend the guy who was asking the question. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he did not look up on YouTube Sean Schemmel's opinion on Dragon Ball Z Abridged from a long time ago. Because, I mean, I feel like everybody at least knew at some point what was, like, the opinions of, like, one of the Dragon Ball's voice actors, right? But, you know, I feel like not everybody has time to look up their favorite, you know, questions and answers for their favorite celebrity, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like Sean Schemmel could have handled this a whole lot better, man.
He could have.
Like, dude, you could have just said, yeah, I'm familiar with it, and I have mixed feelings about it. That's all you could have said about it, bro. Like, you didn't have to even clarify it like that rude to the guy. I mean, dude, if I was the one asking that question, which I would never do because I already know the answer to that, but if I came home that day and I was being humiliated by a crowd and the crowd were cheering on for Sean Schemmel for some reason, dude, I don't even know if I could even keep supporting the Dragon Ball English version, because imagine one day you're watching Dragon Ball and...
Well, to be fair, that's the exact reason I don't support the Dragon Ball English versions. It's not even because, you know, it's an inferior dub and whatnot. Because let's be real, Dragon Ball Kai does fix a lot of that. Dragon Ball Kai, you know, it cuts out the filler. It stays far truer to Akira Toriyama's work. So if it was just about supporting, like, the original intent of the creator, I would actually say, you know what, they redid it. They gave it the proper go. But no, it's not even about that. It's the fact that they are standing on the shoulders of giants, and they hide behind Akira Toriyama. Like, oh, well, I'm doing this for Akira Toriyama. I'm here supporting Akira Toriyama. When in all reality, the entire Western voice acting industry is fucked. We have controversy after controversy after controversy after story after virtue signal after controversy. every goddamn day of the week, or at least every week of the month, that me and various other people commentate on. And there's a reason that a lot of old head anime fans, we're just like, yeah, no, we gravitate towards the original dub. It's not even because of like sub versus dub supremacy. We gravitate towards, and when I say the original dub, I mean the Japanese dub. A lot of us just so turned off to the goddamn Western voice acting industry that it's insane. And y'all did this. Y'all did this with your insane virtue signaling. You did it with your cancellation attempts of Vit Mignogna. You did it when you said you want to start inserting your politics into anime, which frankly have nothing to do with American politics. Yeah, you drove people away. So yeah, I don't watch or consume any Dragon Ball media in English at this point. I've had Sparking Zero on my PC since day goddamn one. Guess what? It's never once been put to English, motherfucker. Never once been put to English. Neither is Dragon Ball FighterZ. I have not finished Super in English. I've watched Super in Japanese 2 or 3 times through. I've watched key parts in English because I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. And I was like, okay, just like for comparison sake to the Japanese version.
Then you see the character that the guy is voicing, right? And then you have to constantly remind yourself that, oh man, this guy publicly humiliated me in front of thousands online. And I'm just like, I don't know how I can even live with that, dog. You know, Sean Schemmel, it's no secret that Sean Schemmel really gets frustrated at fans who just kind of like tickle him the wrong way. He has been known to have a history of just being a little bit hot-headed, maybe for the right reasons or for wrong reasons, but I genuinely do think
9 times out of 10 it's for the wrong reasons. I ain't gonna say there's never been an instance where he should have been upset spaghetti with a fan. Dude, sometimes people do and say crazy dumb shit, and you know what? Fair enough. Guy is still a human. I'm not gonna pretend like he should just have to absolutely take everything and whatnot. We all just saw what happened to Emeru. Like, she knows the risk. She should be there. You know, she should just take what's thrown at her because it's part of her job. No, obviously not. But let's be real. Sean has a known history of taking things to an extreme, and we've just seen a very clear example of this. Homie comes in, he asks a question, whether the question was in good faith or not. There's a professional way to handle that rather than acting like a fucking woman and throwing a hissy fit in front of a crowd of thousands of people. Thousands of people. It was probably hundreds, in that panel room, but even so.
Like, Sean Schemmel, in my knowledge, is like one of the only voice actors in the industry that constantly acts like this. I've never seen like another voice actor act similar to this or act similar to that of Sean Schemmel, because I feel like Sean Schemmel, he treats the voice acting gig a little bit too differently. And most voice actors that I met in conventions, you know, they're one of the nicest people I've ever met, like ever, because they
Just recently, last weekend, I went to an anime convention. Let's be real, you go to anime conventions in the West, you're going to see a lot of Western voice actors. And I'm not even anti-dub anime. I watch some anime dub, I watch some anime sub. Why? Because I go to anime conventions, I like to be familiar with their work. So my bone is specifically with Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat, most of the OG individuals from Dragon Ball, because most of the OG individuals are the ones that are absolute bitches about this shit. But like, for example, I met the voice of Perfect Cell. I didn't ask him any personal questions, I don't know nothing about his politics, nothing like that. But when I met the voice of Perfect Cell not too terribly long ago, Damian Clark, he was a sweetheart. It was great. Pictures of him, if you're in the Discord, you can see the picture I took with him on Discord. We had a quick conversation. We talked about some cool shit. Like, he was a nice enough guy. We got a picture together, signed the autograph. I didn't even ask him to do a voice. He did a voice for me. I made a joke about him being a better adult Gohan than Kyle Haybear. He knew it was a joke. He laughed, and he did his adult Gohan voice. You know, it was fun. But, dude, Sean Schemmel, and to a lesser extent, but still to an extent, Chris Sabat. Oh, and definitely, what's his name that plays Krillin? Oh, and Sonny Strait did treat me like shit, by the way. Sonny Strait treated me like shit, dude. When I met Sonny Strait, this is like 2-3 years ago. So I've been trying to get my Broly Second Coming DVD signed by all the English voice actors for the movie. So that would include Vit Mignogna, that would include Kyle Haybear, the whole 9. And I've gotten it signed by several of them, but Krillin's in the movie, and I hadn't gotten it signed by Krillin. So I was like, oh, Sonny Strait's at the convention. And so I show him the DVD that has multiple people's signatures on it, by the way. So it's not like he took it as a Vit Mignogna thing, but he saw Vit Mignogna's name on there. Well, obviously I got Vit Mignogna signed it. Hashtag I stand with Vic, but also Vic is the fucking main character. He's goddamn Broly. He sees Vic's signature on there, and I shit you not, he signs his name in a way that crosses over and intersects with Vic, and then draws a Krillin symbol on it, and doesn't even say hi, doesn't give me a smile, nothing. I was like, hey, I'm trying to get this signed by all the voice actors, and then this film, kind of get this signed by you. And like, he looks at me, looks at it, sees Vic's signature, and like intentionally signs to where part of his name crosses over to Vic's signature. And so now I've got like intersecting signatures on there, and he just doesn't even look me in the eye, hands me the DVD back, and I go on my way. So like, yeah, Sonny Strait, fuck you. You a bitch.
Just love what they do. But look, I get it from a business point of view that Goku is one of the most famous anime characters, right? And you don't want to get fired for that. I completely understand. But I feel like there's just a whole lot of ways you can just handle this a lot better, dog. Like, it doesn't have to be like you just constantly insult a fan or just you putting out your frustration towards the most random people on the internet. It doesn't paint a good look for you. I remember people like 10 years ago were saying that, oh, Schemmel was the definitive Goku voice.
He's not.
He will never.
Even in English, let's be real, Peter Kalamick is a better Goku. Sucks to suck.
Replaced. And now, and up to now, people are now quite saying the opposite. People are saying that, oh, Schemmel is not even a good Goku. He doesn't portray Goku in a good, the Japanese voice actor does a whole lot better at representing.
She does.
Goku's
Masuno is the Goku.
And Schemmel and the English dub of Dragon Ball sucks. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm those type of people, but I can definitely understand where that argument comes from. It's a weird thing, right, to see probably one of your idols, publicly, try to humiliate you in some sort of way. Maybe it wasn't like a humiliation, right? Maybe it was just like, it was more of a pep talk, maybe. Just a little weird that one of the most recognizable English dub voice actors are acting in this sort of manner. It really doesn't paint a good light, I would say, for like the majority of like, English dub voice acting. I have my problems with English dub voice acting, but I feel like the people who work there are genuinely respectful people, but this doesn't really paint a good light. But really, I really want to know, what are y'all opinions about Schemmel? Because it's
I'm pretty sure I made my opinions known in his reaction.
Schemmel is quickly turning upside down. And I mean that like literally. It's just it's not really looking good for the guy, but all I can say is like, I hope the man, obviously doesn't really get fired for anything like this, all right? I generally do think that, he has his fans. And there's an audience.
He's not going to get fired because Chris Sabat, his best friend, is the fucking director. He's not going to fire. Like, Schemmel's been Goku for 20-something years now. He's not getting fired over this. Like, it doesn't matter how many YouTubers make videos about him or how many articles are written about him. He's not getting fired. So there's no worry about that.
It's for him.
Whoa. Yo, go on mute, JP. Go on mute, JP. What the...
But yeah, anyways, you guys have yourselves a damn good one. Be safe out there, and peace out, y'all.
So yeah, that was an interesting video. Like I said, really, this was just a chance for me to be like, yo, for those of you that don't know what a bitch Schemmel is, this is a very good excuse to talk about it. Now, was I aware of this particular situation? No, not at all. Did it go down exactly like I thought it would? Yes. In fact, it went down even worse than I thought it would, which I didn't think was possible, but it did. So, yeah, in case you guys just needed further examples and further proof of, like, what a loser the Funimation, lead Goku is, this was it. And by all means, do more research. There's countless more. Now, like I said, I'm a fair guy. I'm an honest guy. I gave my story about how when I met Sean, it was actually cool. He was super chill with me. We took a picture together. He saw my thing. We had that conversation about guitars and whatnot. But let's be real. Based off a lot of things I've heard and seen, whether it be on the interwebs, in the anime community, the convention scene, I'm actually kind of in the minority when it comes to having a good interaction with Schemmel. But these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Or let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not usually about anime or the voice acting scene, but also video games, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles you go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos we react to on the Friday night live streams, and of course get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Hit subscribe, join the Discord, and this has been Words of Paradise.